Jesus.
Well, if I did, I didn't notice.
On the electricity building.
They'll drag religion into anything. Color's nice, isn't it? No, I think that sort of thing spoils Christmas.
What, Jesus?
I think it's a time for children.
Wasn't Jesus a child?
Brian, do you remember the very first year I took you to see Father Christmas? I shall never forget it. He took one look at him and said, "Mummy, I don't like that funny man." But you loved the toy department. You used to say, "Oh, Mummy, I want it all. Can I have it, Mummy, all to myself?"
Yeah, we took Joe to see Father Christmas. He stank of meths and was handing out foam rubber pandas and goosing the little girls.
Why do you say these things?
It's true.
It's not true. They're vetted.
We've got one. It stays in any position.
Not the pandas.
As soon as she sat in his lap, she had a fit. That stopped him.
Do you know, I believe I've acquired a little visitor. Not what you'd expect from the old Jim.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it here off our cats. We're infested with them.
Are you really, Sheila? Well, fleas is something I don't believe we've ever had. Can you remember, Brian?
Occasional woodlouse.
Well, not the same as fleas.
It's Beatrice Webb. We keep her outside now.
I should. I know you're very fond of animals, Sheila, but surely it's an interest you must keep in proportion.
First time we've ever had them.
They say there's a first time for everything, don't they? Don't they, loveliest girl in all the wide, wide world?
Look, another fit.
Bless her heart.
Oh, she's worse. Would you look at this?
She's sleeping it off. They left off her medicine
How
at the
can you say
centre.
that?
What?
Sleeping it off.
I should have it destroyed.
Another dose of medicine.
If it was me,
What, Mum?
I should have whatever you call her put to sleep.
The cat.
Fleas bring disease.
In my daughter's primary school, they had a plague of bugs brought in by some poor council house kiddies.
How do you know it was them?
Was it the kiddies' fault?
I blame the parents.
Emma got the most hideous rash.
Some children are more susceptible, more sensitive. Brian always had a delicate skin.
All right, Mum.
Look at his impetigo.
I can only find this empty one. Where's it all gone?
Oh, yeah, she spilt it. Joe knocked it over. Having a fit, I had to save her first.
It's like treacle. How did it get poured out?
Well, it did.
Washed clean.
Yeah, I saved enough to give her a dose, and then I washed it out.
Well, you must get some more.
No, she's had enough sedation for one night. I'm turned on, she says.
She's having fits.
Not bad ones.
They weaken her. She needs the anticonvulsant from the chemist.
Yeah, but what time is it, Pam?
20 to 11.
There you are.
Boots is open on the centre.
Well, shall I go?
No, I'll manage.
Is a prescription?
I should wrap up warm, Brian. Put a scarf on. He's always been a martyr to colds. I've known him come in crying with his poor little fingers all yellow, and all the other boys still out running about, and I've had to rub them and get him a warm drink, sit him by the fire till he was over it.
What's funny Daddy been up to? Hey? My Rose?
You think he's up to something?
That medicine's thick. You couldn't spill much. That bottle was full. He told us he'd killed her.
No, that wasn't true. We needn't.
Told you what?
He'd killed her. Yes.
Oh, no.
It was an adolescent joke.
His jokes, I never listen.
But showing off to get attention.
It is showing off.
Like a baby. By saying that, he could get my attention off poor Joe and get it on himself again. And when that palled, he'd make up another. With himself as the killer or the corpse. Anything. As long as it's the most important part.
I can't imagine Brian doing that without provocation.
Oh, no? The other joke we've had this evening was that Sheila and I are having a love affair. And for that, I can assure you, we neither of us gave him the slightest provocation.
Or perhaps not you, I couldn't say.
Hello?
But I shouldn't wonder if Brian thought there was something going on.
Why?
Well, perhaps knowing what he did, he was apt to be over-suspicious.
Knowing what he did.
Probably expected it. I mean, always half expected it.
What do you mean?
No, nothing.
Come on.
Frankly, I resent the
No,
implication.
I didn't mean to say that, no.
Why should he have expected it?
Don't you know?
No.
Well, I think you do, Sheila. Brian knew all about your past life even before he married you.
Well, of course he did. I told him.
Yes,
And how do you know about it?
he told me.
Lord above,
This is horrid.
have you heard the car start?
Well, I'd love to have heard what you said when he told you.
I haven't, no.
I'll tell you.
I'll go and see.
I said you must make up your own mind, Brian.
I'm going to help Brian.
I'll go with you, please.
And I bet you had a shock when he did.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning, you always made his mind up for him.
This is nice.
You spoiled him.
I must
You've
say,
wrecked him.
Thank you.
Where's Freddie?
The car hadn't started. He's gone to help.
It's not stuck.
Can't get it started.
Look, have you tried? I wonder. You were sitting in it doing nothing.
Let me go. In my car.
Would you?
I should have gone before. Anything to get away.
Shall I come show you a shortcut?
No need.
Have you got the chitty? Well, give her the prescription.
It's yellow. It looks like custard.
25 quid that car cost me after only 3 years. Look at it.
You were never very clever with your hands. You took after your father there. Poor old thing used to spend hours on end behind the radiogram, and in the end we always had to call the proper man.
You great spoiled baby. You are a coddled baby.
Now, Sheila,
The only way
there's
he knows
no
how to
use.
get what he wants is by screaming and stamping his feet. That's a bit grotesque at his age, so he immediately says, "Poor me," don't you? But no one listens. So he makes a joke. Everyone laughs. It's better than nothing. So he just makes more and more jokes. And when everyone's gone, I get the poor me. I have to swallow that because you spoiled it.
Now, Sheila, we've had
I
to...
kept the house free of fleas, I admit that. I spring cleaned every year instead of once in 5. Certainly when he was a tiny mite, I used to press his ears back for fear they'd protrude. I boiled a kettle in his room for croup, made a mustard bath for the cold and kept out the wind. I believe in an insulated house. It's still insulated, Brian. It's still home. You're welcome, I've told you that. Especially since I was left alone. Not so much a home these days as a blooming nunnery. I'm stuck up there day after day like a blooming nun.
There you are, poor me.
Shush!
What did you say?
You're self-pity. You're just like him. Poor me.
Oh, wait till you're alone.
Why don't you move in with your friend?
Mrs. Parry?
Yes. Why not? There you both sit, in your perfectly insulated houses, each with your own TV and stove and lawn mower and empty garage, both continually complaining about being a blooming nun. What's stopping you?
You want your privacy.
Do you? I don't. I should hate it.
Wouldn't do if we were all alike.
Do you see their selfish... We're talking about them again. You see, I mean, here's Jo. I think she's seriously ill. And what are we doing?
Has the poor mite ever been anything but seriously
God,
ill?
we must get the doctor. She's white as chalk and her lips are blue. She's straining her heart, you
She
see.
should be in bed. I'll take her
And her
up.
chest's hardly
A
moving.
touch of flatulence.
No,
Says heart.
leave her.
She ought to be in
Right,
hospital.
I'll go. No one else will.
She ought to have gone in years ago.
Don't let Brian touch her.
Then the marriage would have had a chance. You can't expect a man to take second place to a child like that.
Now.
Not his fault she's spastic.